Lunchtime roundup.
Lunchtime roundup.
Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you, Johnny. Well, this is my debut on this, isn't it?
Is it your first one?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Well, you know, are you nervous or...
Do I look at the camera or you? I'm all over the show on this.
Do a little bit of both. Just try not to move the chair because you'll roll out of shot.
Okay.
Speaking of debuts, seamless. There's going to be a few tonight, isn't there? By the looks of it.
You know what, 11. Who hasn't got Actually, no, I saw a stat somewhere that someone said this team combined has played 102 times for Liverpool or something. I think 99 of them are Enrique.
Yeah, a lot of them are Enrique. It's going to be the least played, if that's a phrase, it probably is, the least played Liverpool team for about 100 years or something. I think someone put up. But I was having a look at the odds, and I think it's funny because a lot of money seems to, I say a lot of money, like a reasonable amount of money seems to have gone on next to recently. I know you like a bet, so
well, actually, I did this morning.
So this is Betfair at the moment. Liverpool are 4-7.
Yeah.
The draw's 10-3, and Exeter's 5-1. And it's funny because that's what you'd expect, kind of Liverpool going away to, I don't know, bottom of the Premier League or like a championship team in the FA Cup, doesn't it? You know, so it just shows that people are looking at this Liverpool team and thinking, I don't fancy this much. Could be a real shock here. But I mean, you've got to remember Exeter rubbish as well. Yeah,
I mean that's why you punch the air slightly when you get these draws, isn't it? Because they're shit, and you know you can do this and still probably do them. Maybe we get a replay out. I don't know. Another game out.
It's funny with the replay because everyone's saying, "Oh, we don't want a replay." But if the team is what it's being talked of, which is the likes of Randall, Smith, Brannigan, Ilori, Kent, Teixeira, Ojo, Kevin Stewart, if the team's those kind of guys, then it doesn't matter if it's a replay. It gives these lads another game.
Yeah, exactly what's on.
Never any under 21 football anyway. So
I'm really looking forward to seeing Ryan Kent.
Yeah,
he's made a bit of noise down at Coventry. Looking forward to seeing. Kevin Stewart, I thought was all right. I'm really surprised to see him in there.
He's a funny one with Kevin Stewart. It's been confirmed in the last half an hour by James Pearce that they've got the registration in for Kevin Stewart and Ilori. They had to register them by midday today. They pulled them both back from loan. Obviously, Ilori's been at Aston Villa. Kevin Stewart was at Swindon. He was getting his game at Swindon, but got injured in September and hasn't played since then. So that's the problem with some of these guys is they're not just young and inexperienced, but a lot of them are they're not really in any form either. You look at Kevin Stewart played full. I think it was a full game on Tuesday. Yeah, so it's not just an inexperienced team. It's guys who they haven't even been playing any type of football recently. In the case of Ilori, when was the last time Ilori played any type? It was probably in the summer for Portugal under 21s.
I know it's mad that they've like 2 days ago I was doing a show and we were actually asking, are they actually technically back yet? Have we got their registrations back? Yeah. And here they are starting. Yeah. Well, assuming this is right, I just want to say there are some rumours that Benteke might get a game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, but there's a bit of Benteke, although some people are saying he's got a bit of an Achilles problem, so they probably won't risk him. It seems to be between Benteke and Ojo is the talk. But Ojo's another one. Ojo has played about 3 minutes of football in December. Called him back from Wolves, largely because he wasn't really getting a go there anymore after a kind of a bright start. So that's what worries me a little bit about this team. It's not necessarily just the inexperience, it's how much football have they played recently. They played very little football together. And, you'd imagine Exeter will at least be organised, don't they? They'll be well drilled, they'll be used to playing together, they'll have a game plan. And we've just got a collection of young lads who haven't played much football just thrown on the pitch and kind of hope for the best. But then you'd hope they'd be good at football because they're at Liverpool.
Yeah, and you've got Jose Enrique, their leader in every sense.
Yeah.
Did you get the armband tonight, do you think?
Surely.
He's got to get the armband.
Surely.
I saw him play centre-back for the under-21s a few games back and he was proper rubbish. I think you've seen him since he's been all right.
He's done all right a bit more recently. To be fair to Jose, I mean, it's not an easy one for a pro who's played a lot of games of football at a high level. You've got to remember to then be thrown in with the other 21s and kind of being told to get on with it. And he's very much been frozen out, but he's actually taken to it quite well. He likes the young lads and he kind of tries to put his arm around them and tries to kind of support them. So if you put him in today, I think his attitude will be right, and I think he'll look to kind of get some of these young lads to do it.
It's a good shop window thing. Live on the BBC on a Friday night.
Yeah, he might get a big move.
He might get a big move.
But it's an interesting one for guys like Smith and Randall as well, because they've obviously played a few games for Liverpool first team recently, but in an experienced side. And it's one thing, for someone like Randall playing alongside someone like Martin Skrtel or Lovren who can talk you through the game. It's another one tonight, isn't it, where he's going to be very much on his own. In fact, his centre-half might be looking for him for a bit of experience, so it's going to be a funny one for them, but we'll see. It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Well, you know what? It's actually an audition for next week as well. The squad is so thin, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can just about pick a team for Arsenal But, if anyone else goes out, one of these lads is playing, or two of these lads will be starting against Arsenal or Man U next week.
It's
so it's an audition. Ojo scores 2 tonight. Let's pray for that.
Yeah. Well, someone like Teixeira, who's been on the bench recently, not necessarily been getting on, he could play himself in. So that's how you hope you look at it, and you kind of hope to get through it.
Can't wait. No, seriously, I love it.
Okay, and let's talk very briefly about the bench. What would you do with the bench? Would you put guys like Milner on or Lallana on, or would you be looking more to the kind of the Adam Phillipses and the Trent Alexander-Arnolds? Which way would you go?
I can't help thinking I wouldn't avoid the temptation to have a couple of insurance policies on there, depending if they're fresh enough. Whether Lallana would be good. Joe Allen hasn't played a lot of football. And he was so good the other night. And I actually don't think he's a shoe-in for starting next week with the way because Henderson should be back by next week. So I'd be tempted by Joe Allen. Well, Benteke, I don't know. Maybe he is going to be on the bench. You said there's another rumour of the Achilles situation. I think whatever happens, we're going to see 3 or 4 lads who are from that under-21 side. Who would you say? Adam Phillips. What about
someone like Chirivella or someone like that?
I'm surprised he didn't make the cut.
Yeah, well, he's not been with the top, but he played on Tuesday, so someone like him you'd expect to be around. Probably a centre half.
Harry Wilson, no, still out.
Wilson's not back, so he won't be around. But I'm sure there'll be a few. Someone like Brewer, who's a centre half, who's probably the kind of next in line to.
Yeah, I thought Tom Brewer.
It might be about, and it would be a kind of good experience for him. He might even get on.
What striker would they have on the bench? Gomez, Mario Götze.
Possibly, it's Maggio, isn't it? It's the older
which is the older Gomez?
the older Gomez, it's Maggio. It's someone like him or Jerome Sinclair if he doesn't get the start of the so he will. We'll see. We'll see. We can't get you here, Rob, without talking about transfer rumours.
What transfer rumours? Yeah, I know.
Mario Götze.
Can I swear on this again?
You probably shouldn't.
No, I shouldn't. I'm not going to swear.
Mario Götze.
Well, that is very interesting news. You know what? You think you know about European football. I know Mario Götze is a really, really good player, but he's had a lot of problems with injuries, hasn't he?
Well, I think it's been a little kind of over-exaggerated. I looked at how many games he's played recently, and he's only played 11 games this season, so he's obviously had problems this season. He's injured at the moment. But before that, last season he played 48. The year before he played 45. The year before he played 44. That's club games. That doesn't count for the fact that he played 15 times for Germany just in 2014, albeit that was a World Cup year. So, they're getting him on the pitch. He's probably maybe the kind of player who picks up little injuries from time to time and you get frustrated. But, it's in the kind of Adam Lallana bracket rather than the Daniel Sturridge bracket, certainly that is. And that's if you're getting someone on the pitch between 40 to 50 times in a season, then, he's doing all right.
That's viable, isn't it? Did you tell me before it was 18 months on the contract?
He's got 18 months left on his contract. They don't look like they're going to renew it, which maybe suggests that Bayern knows a wee bit about his injuries, or maybe suggests that they've got loads of good players and he's on a decent whack wages-wise, and they're just looking at other options. Probably think they can get a few quid for him.
It's a credible link, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I mean, the bill's a little bit tabloidy, but
they got Klopp right all the while.
They did.
I've been tracking built. They're building a
Rob keeps an eye on all the performances of these kind of people, and Raphael Honigstein, friend of the show, he's tweeted that there might be a few legs, a bit of legs, a few legs. Yeah, so it looks like there is a little bit more credibility, and it's funny because they've shown in the past that I think Gerrard's book was quite interesting. The chapter when he talked about how they used it for transfers, and some of the players that they talked about him trying to text and tap up, you were quite surprised by. There was big German stars in there as well. So kind of
more ambition than we ever imagined. Sometimes.
Exactly. So who knows?
Phone Messi that time, and you couldn't get him. His phone was switched off.
You should have got heating on it. He would get through to Messi.
Well, Martin Fitz.
Martin Fitz has got him on the album. Right, we'll leave it there because we've gone long. I'm just really pleased to see you.
Oh, more bashful doing this.
All right, we've got AFQ coming out tonight, hopefully before the game, and then we'll have to ping on straight after to talk about Exeter and Liverpool 5. Cheers.
See you, viewers.